Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Bread Report and Pokemon Truth Media. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Hopefully everything is going well. We're wishing you all the best. And let's get right into it. We have a ton of news and recent developments going in the world of Pokemon as well as in the Pokemon community. Let's break it all down. Alright, so this morning, it's currently Wednesday, the DLC announcement from the Nintendo Direct, which was around 8:30 in the morning, I think, a.m. They revealed some more footage for the DLC that's coming over our way. First, the Hidden Treasures of Area Zero DLC, but we didn't see much for the other second half. We only saw things for the first half, it looks like. In the footage, we saw some Pokemon that are returning. Things like Alolan Executor, which is a very interesting surprise. Can't wait to see if they're going to add more Alolan Pokemon. Hopefully, fingers crossed for Alolan Vulpix. We also saw this interesting Terra Raid, which has the Gimmighoul. Now, this is going to be a Terra Raid that's 1-star to 5-star, and it's only the 5-star ones that have a regular base chance of getting a shiny Gimmighoul from this raid. What was interesting, however, when they're announcing this, they just said, oh, shiny Gimmighoul in our raids, they're going to go until July 2nd, and this led to a lot of people online thinking, oh, maybe that's increased odds. Maybe they're boosting the odds of finding this special shiny Pokemon. They're not really giving away many shiny Pokemon as free events this time around for some reason. Instead, they're probably going to release the shinies through the Terra Raid system. Okay, so let's see. But people have been doing some digging. It is regular odds. It's still that 1 out of 4,096, not 400, but 1 in 4,096 chance of appearing as a shiny, which, to the dismay of a lot of people in the community, was kind of like, not really anything special, I guess, because we're not getting any coins from this. We're still getting the standard rewards, big pearls, some of the herbs, the mints for changing your nature in the game. But none of these raids are unfortunately dropping us those coins to actually evolve any of our shiny Gimmighoul into Golden Go for those 99 Gimmighoul coins. So it was kind of a letdown across social media platforms. There's excitement early on in the morning for it, and then people started realizing the big secret. The Wizard of Oz leapt out of the curtain and was in the spotlight. Yeah, this raid, it does have a chance for a shiny Gimmighoul, but it's the same odds, 1 out of 4,096, as all the other encounters in a shiny raid or a Terra raid. Also, the awards, again, people were excited to hopefully, maybe it'll drop coins, but fortunately it does not help you out there as well. So the raids kind of soured. There are a ton of posts online, people scrambling to find hosted raids this time. And this is interesting. Some of the people who were against getting shinies in these methods, like RNG, hosting raids and then catching the Pokemon yourself, they were adamant. They were going on basically a rampage, if they hear any of this stuff happening. But now we're kind of seeing some of these people take back their comments or just be silent and go and try to find these hosted raids for this Pokemon. There are a lot of Twitch streamers who were going throughout the day hunting for these 5-star raids that did have the shiny Gimmighoul in them. And thankfully, the community in some areas were gracious enough to share their raid codes that did have shiny Gimmighoul. So thank you, and a big shout out to those community members. Thank you so much for distributing and helping people get these shinies. That's wonderful. We did, however, see some other unhinged things happening. There's a rant from someone on Reddit. They are going on a big hoopla about how the shinies becoming easier to find was actually hurting the value of shiny Pokemon and hurting the community as a whole. They're also against the free shinies that are given away as events and stuff like that. they also made an interesting case for why Shinies should be harder to get, but I'm just going to leave that at B and not even touch it. That's all I'm going to say about that. I just believe that, I guess the Shinies were too easy, and I guess he just doesn't like that. Well, I'm going to just leave that there. We're not in an opinion space here. We're going to deliver you the facts, and we're going to deliver you the insights in the community. If he wants to play opinion piece over there on that side of the street, we're not gonna touch it. We're not gonna join that mainstream fighting thing. So we're just gonna leave that there. Just big takeaway: shiny raids for Gimmighoul. People are finding them. They're sharing the codes, which is wonderful. This is helping other people get shiny Pokemon. That's what it's all about. But the raids themselves, yeah, not a boosted chance. It's still 1 out of 4,096. No coins for the Gimmighoul are dropped, but still a very interesting Pokemon. Gimmighoul being one of the stronger special attackers in its evolution. Gholdengo, you've seen it online in all the regulations. People are still using this thing. It is a great Pokemon to have in your team, as competitive as well as just adventuring. It's a good steel type. Very nice to have all those immunities and those resistances as a steel type. The shiny, however, it's kind of lackluster. It's kind of like your Pichu or your Gengar. It's only the smallest change possible that I've seen so far, I think, other than the Pichu. The Pichu is like 1 or 2 shades of the color different. The Gholdengo, you'll have a change in the lines or the banding pattern on the Pokemon. In one form, they're like a tan color, and in the other form, they're gray. And off the top of my head, I can't tell them apart, but one of them has those tan bands on its body, the other one is gray. That's the only shiny difference. I really thought that the shiny Gholdengo was like a steel color or like a silver color, but that seems to have been a modded version of the game, it looks like. The actual shiny, it kind of stays the same, except for, again, the tan bands are gray or silver. So, yeah, it's still a shiny Pokemon nonetheless, so if you're interested in finding one yourself, the raids last until July 2nd. More news of the version exclusives for the DLC have been dropped. Gligar will be exclusive to Pokemon Scarlet, and please hold your drum rolls, hold your applause. Aipom is exclusive to Pokemon Violet. Online, this has been met with some criticism. People are, again, doing that Scarlet W, Violet W, Scarlet W. Oh, let's go and find people who chose Pokemon Violet and let's go harass them. Oh, let's go and spam Gligar is better than Aipom and all this other infighting that we saw when all the leaks were happening for Scarlet and Violet. There are a ton of these people just going around finding people who chose the opposite game and harassing them for no reason, which was really interesting to watch, but a negative thing for the community nonetheless. Gligar and Aipom, those are two that I wasn't expecting to be version exclusives, but if you like Gligar, well, you have Pokemon Scarlet, you catch it, but we also have Pokemon Home now, so you could also bring in an Aipom or a Gligar, probably a Gligar. I do like Aipom, and it seems though the community overall has been talking about Gligar, so if you would like a Gligar, try to bring one through your game through Pokemon Home, or actually I'll be happy to trade you one myself. I could catch some Gligar, and once the DLC comes out, I'll try to do a giveaway or something like that for everyone out there who's a Gligar fan or a Gliscor fan. Aipom, I do have Pokemon Violet, so I'll be receiving the Aipom. Aipom and Ambipom are very interesting Pokemon. You know, they're in the anime. Ash has one, Dawn has one as well. And in the TCG, you have that Aipom deck with all the coin flipping, which is very interesting to play with. So hopefully they announce some more DLC version exclusive Pokemon. I have a prediction that they're going to do something with Gligar and Aipom. These two haven't really been version exclusive differences of each other. It's not like how they picked, in Black and White, Honchkrow was exclusive to Pokemon Black, while Mismagius was the Pokemon White exclusive. It's not like a a duo like that. The Gligar and Aipom have usually not have been version exclusives. I predict there's either a Terraform that's going to be unique to them, or they're going to get their own like Paldean form. So, or they could have just picked them out of the blue. There's 3 possibilities here. So, Gligar fans, Aipom fans, rejoice! Your favorite Pokemon are coming into the game. Also in the games department, we have the interesting return of the Detective Pikachu game series. So, Detective Pikachu was released, oh man, so many years ago. The sequel, Detective Pikachu Returns, was revealed in the same Nintendo Direct, and originally it was announced in May 2019, but it will be coming here on October 6, 2023 for a Nintendo Switch release. Looks like a continuation of the story. Hopefully they do make a sequel to the movie with Justice Smith and Ryan Reynolds playing the titular Detective Pikachu. Hopefully they make like a TV show or a sequel to that movie. It was really funny and really wonderful. In the Scarlet and Violet side of things, again, we're swinging back. There is a distribution that ends on July 31st, 2023. If you type in the code Treasure Hunt, as it's spelled no spaces, into the mystery gift section in the games, you're able to get a free friend ball, 10 nuggets, and 10 rare candies. So I think this is one of the only times they've given away a free Apper Ball. Hopefully they do this more. Apper Balls are wonderful for shiny collectors and people who just like to coordinate the Pokemon's design with the Pokeball, which is pretty interesting to see. And I really like their animations. I can't really remember the Friend Ball's animation, but out of all of them, the Moon Ball is my favorite so far. So that, again, that's code Treasure Hunt for that distribution. It ends July 31st. Pokemon Go had some new updates as well. Nothing really in the game, but they announced some of the Pokemon Go Fest stuff. There's a Mega Rayquaza. Other things are going down, like time research and all that. I just started in Pokemon Go, so I don't really know much of the specs on these things. But looks pretty cool. Mega Rayquaza. Rayquaza is such an amazing Pokemon, you know, it's green, I love green Pokemon. So much fun to bring Rayquaza into Scarlet and Violet. It has this cool animation where it sleeps and it just kind of coils up. There's a person who actually positioned their playable character in the game, and the Rayquaza kind of like just coiled itself and wrapped itself around the trainer, started snoozing. It was on Reddit, and it was one of the cuter things I've seen from some of the new Pokemon entering Scarlet and Violet. It was pretty cool. We also have some things from Tuesday. Pokemon Unite had a patch, and they're confirming Inteleon will be dropping in the game. So the famous Inteleon quick shooting or shady dealings, you know, that Pokemon, the spy lizard, James Bond of the Galar region. It's going to be released on July 4th, so happy 4th of July in Pokemon Unite with Inteleon, I guess. On Monday, they announced a ton of Pokemon World Championship stuff, like the local events, Pokemon Center, and as well as a Scarlet and Violet update. This was just a small patch for Regulation D. There are some bugs there, so they rectified that situation. However, in the Pokemon worlds in around like Yokohama, other places in Japan, there's going to be a parade, a Pikachu march, a live show, Pokegenic Photoshop, and photo spots for you to visit around the actual city, and snap photos with some Pokemon-inspired art, as well as the actual events for World Championships will all be announced, and it said the date, according to Cerebi, is August 8th through August 14th, 2023, so mark your calendars. Alrighty, let's go now into the Pokemon TCG side of things. We've been doing a price watch on some of the Paldea Evolved cards that we've been following throughout the past couple of episodes on this series. So let's pull up the good old TCG player and see how things are standing. In the Paldea Evolved set, we've been following the main chase cards, the IONO, Tyranitar, the Meowscarada, as well as the, what's the last one? Magikarp Tyranitar, I'm missing it. What's it? I just lost it. Raichu, the Raichu Secret Illustration Rare. Alright, so first off, the first card that we were watching was the Meowscarada EX, 256 out of 153. This had a drop in price over the last couple of days. It went from about a $19 or $20 card. It actually increased back to 20 and 50 cents about in US dollars to market price now is $18.34. So it's kind of stabilizing right now. It's probably going to stabilize around 16 bucks or 15 bucks. Next card that we were looking at was the Raichu card. The illustration rare Raichu card had a really interesting history over the weekend. Last we saw it, it was around 30 bucks, so it really climbed up there in all of the people's wishes to collect it for their secret illustration rares and probably their master sets, as well as Raichu is the evolution of Pikachu, arguably the most famous Pokemon ever, the mascot of the whole series. I know Clefairy was supposed to be the mascot of the Pokemon series, but Pikachu is the one that everyone kind of knows, and Raichu is its evolution, so I'd imagine that had some play into its price increasing that we saw last time. However, the weekend saw it drop $3 on Saturday. It was about 27 bucks. Then now we go to its most recent price on Wednesday evening. It's 21 bucks and 40 cents US dollar. So it's really taking a drop here. It's probably going to settle around the same price as the Meowscarada EX, unfortunately. But that means you could now buy a copy of it if you're trying to collect the card. So there's a good side and a bad side to a card dropping in price, as always. Magikarp, the sought-after Magikarp 203, 193. So we saw it around 80 bucks, then it went to 70, and now it's about at 69 bucks 35 cents. So a small drop from the 80 to 60, so 20 bucks. That was a larger drop over the past few days, and now it just dropped by not even $1, so 70 bucks. Maybe it'll drop down to like 65, 60 bucks, maybe further as we go on. As the months progress, we'll have to see as we approach 151 and Obsidian Flame territory. Tyranitar 222 193 actually got this card over the past few days. Thank you to the kind gentleman who sold his copy to me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate and I'm very grateful for this card. Thank you so much, sir. It was a pleasure meeting you, sir, as well. So we saw a drop in the price. So around Friday and stuff, it was about 40. Now it's only 29 bucks and 69 cents US dollar. So all those Tyranitar enthusiasts, go and grab this card. You just have a tiny bit more to wait as the price is still stabilized, but we're getting there. Don't worry. You'll be able to own that cool Godzilla Pokemon secret illustration rare soon. I know it. Alright, last but not least, we have the chase card of the set that has all the waifu tags and stuff like that. IONO 269 193, the special illustration rare. Used to be sitting at about 170, then it went down to 140, now to 130, and now, currently on Wednesday evening, it's 127.62 in US dollars. So, still a $100 card, very nice card to pull. It's dropping though, so hopefully it will kind of even out there. We're still waiting for these again to stabilize, so not everything's set in stone. Alrighty, let's stay in the TCG side of things, and let's look a bit at the prices for 151 currently in Japan. A lot of people are pulling God Packs, so this set is supposed to be reminiscent of some of the Kanto / Gen Winners centered sets where they're returning to their roots, and going on the routes of Kanto, I guess, for a lack of words, and just revamping the 151 Pokemon, the originals from Red and Blue and Green, and Yellow, of course. Alright, so the most sought after card in the set is a special illustration rare of Urka, the Grass-type Gym Leader, sitting at about 689.33 market price according to the prices surveyed by Poke.Metro. Average prices as of 6/19. Erica's full art is only going for 362.61. The next one that's really hitting those high numbers is the Mew EX Special Illustration Rare, the one that has the different sun depending on what angle you're looking at, which is a very interesting implementation of that effect in this card. That's about 200 bucks. The Charizard leaping out of the canyon with the volcano in the background and stuff like that. That special illustration rare is 157. The Zapdos with the 3 other legendary birds, Articuno and Moltres, is about 120. The Mew EX, the secret rare gold Mew EX, is about 120 as well. Then we go into the territory of the Venusaur. Venusaur garden, it kind of looks like, because there's a ton of flowers. There's a Venusaur chilling in the middle of this flower field. That Venusaur is about $64 US. Blastoise EX, the one it's at the bottom of the ocean in a dark area, probably the Marianas Trench, I couldn't really tell you. This Blastoise is 56 bucks USD currently. Alakazam, looks like it's the artwork, if I could describe it to you, it looks like it's in a old house, kind of like something you would see in a Disney movie or something like that, you know, in the fairy tale land, something like that. And it seems to be cleaning spoons or doing dishes or arranging all of the different gizmos and trinkets. It looks like a cool dining area, actually. It's arranging those spoons, and this special illustration rare is 54 bucks currently. The last one, the picks of Poke.Metro, is the Giovanni card. So Giovanni is sitting here with his Persian, and it looks like he's just reading stuff on his phone and holding one of the Pokeballs in his hand. He's on a couch somewhere. This kind of reminds me of the Silph Code building, so this might not be actually his condo or whatever. This might be at the Silph Code building in Saffron City. This card is at 52 bucks currently. Alright, so that's it on the TCG. Let's go and switch into Pokemon Unite quickly. So we recently talked about the Inteleon, but now there's new calls. Instead of the Zacian Crisis, where they're trying to nerf Zacian, those nerfs happened, and now people are turning their attention to Umbreon and Urshifu Rapid Strike. These Pokemon seem to have been revealed to be a lot too powerful for the community's tastes, and now people are rallying against the Umbreon and the Rapid Strike Urshifu. On Reddit, you'll see analyses of some of the gameplay and some of the experiences of the people, as always, like during the Zacian Crisis, but now Umbreon and the Rapid Strike Urshifu are kind of winning that medal of being too overpowered for the game. Alright, so that was the update on all the Pokemon stuff in the past few days. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please take care of yourselves and others, and do something nice for someone. Take care, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in, and good night to all of you. We wish you the best, and have a good one. Good evening. Take care.